All right, thanks, Siziwe. Thank you everyone for your patience. I know we were experiencing some technical glitches, but these things do happen. And I hope it doesn't spoil the mood for today's event, which is a celebratory event. Today we're recognizing the Africa Evidence leaders and all their awards and their achievements that they have done. So please allow me to welcome you to the event. Without any further ado, I would really like to give over to our AEN co-chair, Siziwe Nwabe, to come and open with some opening remarks for us. So Siziwe, you may take us through your opening remarks. Thereafter, I'll call up the Executive Director of PACE, Lawrence Mahlanza Langa, to come and give us his remarks as well. Cool.
Great. Thank you very much, Bruce. I think today is just a great day, but I'm going to read a message that we received from our other co-chair, which is Dr. Rona Mijumbi. So it's not going to be a message from myself, but a message from our other co-chair. She was not able to join us today. So she shared a great message. So I think we'll share these slides as well so the winners can take the message home with them and just read what she shared, because she really wanted to be here and share this message with all of you because she was very excited about your journey. So she's greeting all of us, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be at this webinar today, celebrating the Africa Evidence Leadership Awards. The event is growing in strength, and it allows us to recognize and honor outstanding achievement in this space. In and for Africa, it seeks to reward and celebrate remarkable efforts towards linking evidence, knowledge, and decision-making and practice. But in the end, it also helps all of us to reflect on how we can better at what we do. As part of this family, our network, and for what we are truly grateful for, to the organizers and the funders who enable it. I am honored to welcome you to this special webinar, not one of those learning ones. We can relax today. It is one where we are hip, we are popping some champagne and after the hard work that we have done. You are welcome to this webinar where we focus on the Africa Evidence Leadership Award and introduce the winners, those that the family has identified as worthy of celebrating. And although we see only a few faces, I can assure you that this is always a tight race. All the persons nominated were worthy and their salt. Down through the voting, it was fingernail biting tight. And so while we were celebrating our winners, we celebrate all the nominees and the team that we all work with. This is for you all and the hard work that you put in. So the network has itself a mandate to tackle poverty and injustice by facilitating the availability and use of evidence. This is no mean feat. It is both technically and socially challenging. Our societies are and our worlds are generally and currently changing politically and socially and economically. All of us in our different societies know how quickly we need to adapt. Through the success stories we hear from all our network, I am encouraged that we are making strides and we are making a difference all over the continent, slowly but surely. That with that suits and what works, we are having a positive and lasting impact. And although it only seems like yesterday when we first came together to compare notes and weave strengths and charge ahead together, such events like this webinar and these awards celebrate how far we have come and one clear vision and commitment to it. And with these impressive capabilities you all come with, the sky is our oyster. I want to congratulate the winners that we'll hear from today, and I do hope that your achievements will encourage you more. I am in good books in saying to those who are given more and more is expected. So we are spotlighting you now to lead us. Winning this field automatically makes you a leader, as the name of the words indicate. So the work only begins. But for today, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate together, and thank you very much. So I hope this message touches your heart from our other co-chair. Thank you very much, Bruce. Over to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Siziwe, for delivering the co-chairs, Rona's heartwarming message and very encouraging to our African Evidence Leaders Awards for this year. I'm now going to call up Lawrence Mahlangalanga, the Executive Director of the Pan-African Collective for Evidence, to please come and share his message of encouragement to the winners today. Lawrence, over to you.
Thanks, Bruce, and Roland Abstensia. I'll be very brief in the interest of time. So this is really just on behalf of PACE to add our massive congratulations and our big thank you to all of your work. I think without inspiring leaders like yourselves, the evidence to policy ecosystem would be much poorer, and we would have much less fun and passion in the ecosystem. So you've set examples in many different ways, in many sectors, in many corners of the continent, and this type of inspiration is exactly what we need to get going and to keep going. Because I think oftentimes this evidence journeys and getting evidence and data to inform decision making can be a bit isolating. So you might be a researcher sitting in the faculty, and all of your colleagues only care about publishing journal articles, and then you're the only one who cares about policy impact and societal impact, and that feels a bit lonely. Or you might be within government, and all your colleagues are busy implementing programs, but nobody stops and thinks for a moment, well, actually, do these programs work? And what can we learn from that? And can we integrate evidence? And you become the only person always asking, well, what is the evidence for that? Is this the right thing to do? And again, that can feel frustrating and a bit lonely. Or you might be like us, like PACE, you might be a knowledge broker. And then I guess you might be a little bit homeless altogether, because you're not really a researcher, you're not really a government official, you're definitely not a private sector knowledge service consultant. And again, you're wondering, who are you and who do you look to and who are your examples? And so that isolation is very much true for us too. And then lastly, of course, for the youth who've got so much energy, so much passion, so many great ideas, and we know are the future of the continent, yet you're often not at the decision-making table. Your voice is not heard. And I can't even imagine how frustrating that must be. So I think this award really is for all of us, and that why we have these categories that we can see and recognize each other, that we feel less isolated, and that we can feel inspired by the amazing work that we do. So thank you so much on behalf of PACE. Congratulations again. You have inspired us, and I can't wait to see the next iteration of the award. Thank you.
Right. Thanks so much, Lauren, for your very positive message, and especially just the reassurance that we are not alone in this space. We've got each other, we've got the network, and we also very excitingly have the Youth League for the youth who are really interested and passionate about evidence and decision making using evidence. I think now we are waiting for the time, or rather ready for the time we've been all anticipating for, the announcement of the winners, as well as the runners-ups. I'll be, if we can go to the next slide, please, on the agenda. All right, so we will announce the winners thereafter as they, preparing their acceptance speeches, which will be led by our very own Africa Evidence Youth League, one of the leaders, Andile. We will then announce the runners-up, and thereafter we will have the winners actually give their acceptance messages, which will be adjudicated or moderated by Andile. Right, so our first category for the leadership, Africa Evidence Leadership Award 2024, we've got the evidence user, and we've got Enoch Musungwini. Please, if you can just, light your reactions there for him. Right. Then the evidence producer for a winner for 2024 is Violet Morungu. Yes, showing much love to all of the winners there. Thank you so much. And then the evidence mediator for 2024, our very own Ismail Kawuya. And the special one for 2024, the first Africa Evidence Leadership Award for the youth leader, emerging leader under 35, our very own AEYL leader, Fermaya Buhale. Yes, so congratulations to all of you. If you can quickly just put up the slide with the runners up, whom we also wish to recognize for their efforts and obviously challenging the winners. It is not an easy thing to win, right, if you know that there's somebody else you're contesting against. And it was quite interesting to see that under the youth or emerging leader under 35, we were spoiled for choice. And it was actually pleasing to see that 2 women actually won that category. I still see the runners-ups as winners as well. So let's quickly recognize the runners-up for the Evidence Leadership Awards 2024, Emerging Leader Under 35, Elise Hirwa Musa Bimana. And then the evidence producer, Mohammed S. Awal. The runner-up for the evidence mediator, Esmir Nhlane. And last but not least, the evidence user runner-up, Edwin Biosa. So once more, a very, very big congratulations and a very, very warm welcome to our evidence winners who will now go on and give their acceptance messages. I'll hand over to Andile, who will lead us in this segment. Over to you, Andile.
Thank you so much, Bruce. Very much big congratulations to all the winners and the runner-ups as well. Your work is really inspiring. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts, to be inspired even more by some of your thoughts as well. So maybe if I can call on Violet, maybe can you please share your journey and how your work brought you into the world of EIDM? How did you fall in love with evidence?
Thank you, Andile, and thank you to the Africa Evidence Network for this quite unique and special award that recognizes a field that we know has been emerging and evolving over the past 20 or so years. So how did I get to this place? I think my ride was actually quick. I started off as a public health expert 15 or so years ago, working in the US. And then I decided to pack my bags and come home after 3 years to help move forward Africa's development. And here I landed into the development world for a year working as a MIRL officer with a NGO, but then quickly got a job, my dream job, I call it, even though at the time I didn't even know anything about what evidence-informed decision-making field is. Even though in my previous work, I had basically been doing that kind of work. I had been analyzing data to support governments in my first job in the US, working with the Health Council of South Florida, supporting the Miami-Dade County Health Department, providing them with technical support, analyzing data for them to inform their priorities and resource allocation, which is basically EIDM. But when I read about AFIDEP's mandate, it resonated so deeply with me. And this was in 2011 when I joined them. And right there, an evidence champion was born. And over the next 10 years, what I did was hone my skills in this field. And that brought me to this place.
Very nice to hear. I don't know, maybe Ishmael, can you please come in and let us know if you also had a similar sort of come up into the EIDM space? Did you also find your dream job, or what is your story? You are muted.
I was about to say it would have started with last year's panel, if you remember, and they left. But I guess it stretches way back. Way back during university with my passion in research. Found myself at the front, mobilizing fellow students and student leaders, as I was at that time, to participate in not just research, but being able to put it out. And soon after, when I got into the clinical epidemiology and biostatistics class, that interest quickly moved into understanding systematic reviews. Poured myself fully into that, learning everything about it. And that was helped when Rona, your own, came and gave a guest lecture on the rapid response service, which made a lot more sense, because here I was pouring myself into systematic reviews, and as many would appreciate, most researchers look at systematic reviews as the end. And while here, systematic reviews is just the start. So the rapid response service, as Rona painted it, very rosy picture. I'm sure those who have had her talk would want to join immediately. I did at that time, more than 9 years ago. And thereafter, I met with her in her office and asked to see what she's doing and volunteer. And yeah, that's how I started out, learning bit by bit and appreciating the space over time.
Learning bit by bit and appreciating the space over time.
Yeah.
What a quotable, Ishmael. I don't know, Enoch, what is your story? How did you stumble upon the world of evidence-informed decision-making? Enoch, I saw you come in and then you sort of disappeared.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. No, we can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Thank you. So my journey, I stumbled the EIDM sector around 2015 when I was involved in proposal writing, when I was also partly involved in my studies. As you'll be trying to search through literature, you'll be trying to look for other networking opportunities, professional growth, etc. That's when I came across Africa Evidence, when it was almost at its early infant stage, around 2014, 2015. Then I registered to become a member. I continuously got the updates through the newsletter. Then I participated in one of the surveys that they were trying to gather feedback from the different country members in terms of how best can they improve and grow Africa Evidence Network. Fast forward to 2017, I was co-opted into the reference group, which I continued to serve on. And in 2018, I cemented my role into the reference group when I started my MSc Public Health, when I moved to the United Kingdom. And I was now more interested in evidence, contributing to my studies, now looking for more rigor, now looking at the more quality of evidence, using the evidence pyramid. You look at your systematic reviews, your randomized control trials, etc. And as you start, you started to critically look at the evidence that you utilize whenever you write your assignments, whenever you work on your dissertations, whenever you work on any other presentations. And then AEN become more relevant, become more strategic, as well as my other professional networks. I continue to serve on the AEN reference group and other committees like the communities of practice, the enhancing evidence capacities, and I've also been a panelist with the Africa Evidence at different evidence conferences, including the one for last year in Uganda, where I was also one of the. I've been involved in various capacities. I think I've contributed about 4 to 5 blogs, also trying to bring out the validity and importance of AEDM, I think, to my professional networks, to my work, and also my other constituencies. I think in a nutshell, that the journey has been on and off.
Mhm.
But I think I now almost close to 9 years having joined the AEN.
I think we can all agree that Enoch is very busy within the AEN. Farume, I left you for last by intentionally because you are the first ever winner of the Emerging Leaders category. What does this award mean to you, professionally and personally as well?
Yeah, so thank you, Wandale. Thank you very much. So first, I want to start by saying thank you to the Africa Evidence Network and also to the Africa Evidence Youth League, because it has put us on the map clearly. And so I want to say thank you, and to all, who have supported me through this journey. So this is a huge honor for me, and also I believe a significant milestone, both personally and professionally. So it is a recognition of the commitment that I have to advancing EIDM, and also the recognition of the hard work I've put in the space. Of course, I've worked in this area for about 5 years now, and there are people who have done far more than I have, but it really gives me a great pleasure to see that my work has been recognized, and that it further fuels the passion that I have to continue working in the EIDM space, and also striving for excellence, as this is not just a recognition but also a responsibility. And again, professionally, it enhances this kind of award, especially as a young leader, enhances the credibility that I have and the visibility as well. And I'm sure that it would open up new opportunities for working together and collaboration. And I can honestly say that I have been an advocate for young people to be involved in this kind of space, and this only strengthens that. And it's a huge opportunity, not only for me, but for the young people that are going to be upcoming and who are also in the space, to have a platform to be recognized, and to understand that our work is really making a difference in this important space. So generally, this award is both an honor for me and also a catalyst for a continued growth and a commitment to the field of EIDM. So saying this, I also want to say congrats to my fellow nominees as well, because we've done a great job, I would say. Thank you.
Definitely agreed. If you know me, you know just how much I advocate for young people. It's very lovely to see young people receive such awards as well, such recognitions. Violet, just reflecting on that. So you're not very young, but what does it mean for you as sort of an oldish person to receive this award as well? You're muted.
I was saying I like that oldish. Yes, just as Farmaya has said, it really is a testament to, it recognizes that the passion and commitment I've had for this work has not gone unnoticed. And that's important, because sometimes you're doing this work and you're just wondering, I mean, is it, are you doing it in a way that is recognized by the broader field? So this helps me see, okay, I was doing all this work. There were people, maybe watching and looking, and I landed on the nomination, which was a big surprise, but pleasant one. And yeah, I'm just happy to be one of the recipients this year of this award. Personally, it does validate some of the qualities that have been helpful in doing this work. As Lawrence said earlier, this is work that can be quite challenging. It's a very challenging space when you're working in the policy-making space, and everything that policy actors are dealing with, and all the competition with different things that they have to consider when they're making decisions. So bringing in evidence there, working in that space can be difficult, and it needs you to have certain qualities that will help you stay the course, patience, be focused to even stay in the field, because it can get very, sometimes very, how do I say, it's difficult. I lost my word, but patience, focus, persistence, creativity, looking constantly for windows of opportunities. So yes, just echoing some of what Lauren said, echoing some of what Tramaya is saying, and really saying that I'm glad that the work has not gone unnoticed. Thank you.
Thank you, Violet. As Violet said, Ishmael, people are watching and looking, and they're looking at you and they're like, oh, when I grow up, I just want to be like Ishmael. What do you have to say to those people that are looking at some of these winners and they're like, okay, I really aspire to be a winner of such awards as well, to have as much impact as you have had over the years in the sector? What do you have to say to those people that are watching and looking?
First, I'm flattered that anyone would look at me and think, oh, I want to follow in Ismail's footsteps. I mean, when I got this nomination, Siziwe's email, it took me some time to respond, because I was still questioning whether it was not spam.
Okay.
So it took a while for it to sink in. But in the overall, if you to think about the work that we do and keeping the big picture as you're trying to do the work, quite a lot of time you get into this work and you're thinking review, synthesis, all this, and trying to do all that, and forgetting the big picture and who is it that you're trying to help, who is it that you're trying to support, why are you trying to do this, and for what end, to what end? Is it just to churn out all these synthesis? How different would it be how different are you if I stayed in academia, for example, and I'm just churning out publications? So for me, keeping that big picture, knowing who the end user is, constantly thinking about how best can I be more helpful to this person? How do I get better each day at a time? So it takes a bit of time, but yes, you get that.
Definitely. And Enoch, what are your thoughts around people that are looking at you and they are aspiring to also have the impact that you've had? What would be your advice to them?
Okay, thank you. I think it takes a couple of factors that I'm going to highlight to colleagues, aspirants, etc. I think one of the things is, besides your normal day-to-day work that is probably rewarded, paid, there's also need a bit of dedication and commitment to volunteering. As you see, even how we are also participating AELA and other professional networks, so you also need to dedicate some bit of time. Be prepared also to go an extra mile in also giving your services there, so that it is not only within your workspace that you are going to make an impact, but also be prepared to volunteer, contribute to enhance the betterness of other communities and other members. I think the other thing is, which was one of my strengths, as you have indicated, is networking. You need to be involved not only within AEN, but also with other professional networks, so that it promotes cross-learning. It's a symbiotic process. You learn from others, you also input and also influence others. So you need to grow your network so that your impact is felt in other spaces. You're also drawing from other experts and other like-minded individuals, bringing into you and also share the same. The other, what I also look at is to be a bit balanced between pragmatic and theory. So sometimes we read a lot from the theoretical perspective, our research publications, evidences that have worked there, but also try to live that practically and implement, so that you're not only talking from a theoretical perspective, but also you've got tangible evidence. If you're going to look at evidence, generating evidence, what is it that we're talking about? Where are you going to use it? Where are you going to generate evidence? Working with your communities. For myself, I would say I was able to utilize evidence, even doing my proposal writing for the organization. We were able to secure a lot of funding. We were able even to improve our programmatic operations and also the quality of our reports. That also increased our funding and recognition from our funders. So it is not only being theoretical, but you have tried to be pragmatic so that you see the value of what you are you are talking from a theoretical perspective. So I think those three aspects, volunteering, networking, and also trying to balance between theory and practice.
Definitely agreed. But then I'm assuming this is not the end for the winners. I'm assuming you have greater plans. I'm hoping you're not going to say, okay, I've done it. I'm done, guys. Bye. I'm hoping you have some nice plans for us. So I'd like to hear some of your future plans. So from this award, what is next? Maybe I'll start with you for May.
Yeah, definitely not saying that this is it. So we have come a long way in EIDM, right? Even from the short period that I've worked in EIDM, there's a lot of evolution and progress, but at the same time, we have a lot to do. And so, I mean, personally, my overall career aspiration is around EIDM. And I want to keep working on deepening sort of my impact that I have on EIDM and working on a broader scale, hopefully not just, occupied in a single space. And as someone who has seen the importance of joining this space as early as possible, and that I believe it's the fact that many young people are not in this space and that we don't see that is because we have not really sold this idea, but it really aligns with a lot of people's aspiration from the different engagements and the talks that you have with people. So I would want to sort of promote and open up spaces again for upcoming people and young people. And I think that is really important because at the end of the day, that's the future that we're looking into. And hopefully one day, I would want to have a knowledge hub that would be dedicated to EIDM. And, maybe we'll talk about it when I establish that one, and I would say, yes, check and done. But okay. Yeah, and again, I want to keep, of course, continuing professionally and personally, because I believe I have a lot to grow into. But yeah, so this is my overall career goal. Yeah.
Okay, it seems like it's only just starting for you, which is really great. Yeah. Ishmael, I heard that AI is going to take over our jobs. So I don't know if, given that context, do you still have plans? What are your plans?
Well, AI will have to model me, so okay. I'm still around. I'm still around in this space. My goals quite lofty, but at the same time, really trying to be pragmatic in thinking about this. Definitely, this is the start for me. I think I've been in sort of a leadership position without assuming I am in it. And this sort of pushes me at the edge, like, okay, now what? You can no longer hide behind Rona, for example. So there it is. This definitely does push me to the edge to do more. Mentor more of my colleagues and the people who are very brilliant and I work with in different fora and support them so that they get to this point and beyond. Work on myself every other time. Definitely, as I'd mentioned, this is just the start for me as a leader. So I'd want to see more a bigger institution, a bigger voice for EIDM in Uganda, in Africa. Yeah, and that place globally. We already there globally, but it looks like everyone just wants to keep quiet about it. Hopefully, hopefully I'll be part of the noisemakers to get it there.
I'll join you as one of the noisemakers as well.
Of course.
Enoch, it seems like you've done it all. You've been writing the blogs, you're leading these communities of practice, you're doing the most. Are you done? Do you have any more plans?
Okay, thank you, Andile. What I just want to mention is, you know, after the announcement of the award and the good news I shared with my organization, I was featured in our quarterly newsletter. I was also acknowledged by the organization's top leadership, including the executive director. So I think this means a lot to me for the award and also in terms of my workspace. So I think one of the challenges is I want to be a key member in terms of promoting AEDM into the organization, so that we try to make sure that we strengthen our work processes. We base most of our things, if not all of our work, on evidence, and try to make sure that evidence become not only an optional, but become the norm for the organizations and the different programs. Yes, I'm always a believer in terms of volunteering and other networking spaces. I'm going to be continuing. I've been doing a bit of mentorship on other programs. I'm a Chevening alumni, so I've also been mentoring prospective Chevening applicants from my country for the Chevening scholarship funded by the British government, the Foreign Commonwealth Office. So I also continue the mentorship in my other spaces to make sure that the youngsters are also inspired and motivated to enhance and promote evidence-informed decision-making in their processes, whatever sector they are into. And also, I'm in my early stages of my PhD, so definitely I will continue and cementing this with more involvement in the evidence ecosystem. And also, maybe lastly, I want to continue as an ambassador of AEN. I've grown with AEN, and I also appreciate the symbiotic beneficial relationship that has existed. I've contributed significantly, but I've also reaped and learned a lot from AEN, and I continue to work with and support the movement, and also try to promote the movement so that we've got more members from my country and also my other professional colleagues and networks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Enoch. Violet, it seems like no one is hanging their working tools. I don't know if you're going to change that for us, or you have other plans.
No, I'm not going to be changing that. I'll be echoing what others have said. When I saw this question as one of the things we would be discussing, I was like, okay, I didn't think about that far, because I'm just thinking I need to do better. I had a break somewhere in between my career, doing my PhD for about 6 years or so, because I was doing it part-time at some point, then went full-time. So I still feel like I need to continue to get better at doing this work. And currently I'm leading a portfolio of several projects. So my immediate short-term goal is really to just do those well. Those require quite a lot of juggling, leading various projects, leading teams, which is really difficult. So I want to get better at that. In the medium term, I hope that then can push me into being able to maybe lead a department within an institution. And beyond that, in the longer term, various pathways I've thought about, either going into academia and training the next generation of EIDM practitioners and leaders, and doing that alongside advising government maybe and other EIDM institutions, or going on to lead EIDM institutions or development institutions and infusing EIDM within those. Of course, the two pathways have different stress levels, so it will depend on what stress I want in the longer term, which pathway I take. I'm assuming the academia pathway will be less, just a little bit less stressful. I don't know. I haven't worked in academia, so it's like a, an assumption I'm not sure is correct. But yeah, I think the projects that I'm leading right now are quite unique. So I'm looking forward to being able to carve out time to reflect and write some of the lessons that is coming out of the work. We are working, and some of Ismail as well from Meyer, we're all involved in projects that are bringing in gender equity and inclusion into EIDM. Which I think is quite unique for the field. And I have one other project that's looking at gender data translation and use as well, and assessing that on the continent and looking to see how that can be strengthened. So I'm looking forward to being part of the group of people who will be bringing those new learnings into the EIDM field. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Violet, and thank you everyone else for sharing your very inspiring stories. We do hope that this award will take you to greater heights. It seems like you have very ambitious ideas and very ambitious plans, so I hope it works out. So, Bruce, over to you. Good luck trying to top that.
Well, thank you. Challenge accepted. Thank you so much for the manner in which you moderated the speakers, how they presented and showed their commitment. I think you kept to time as well, so thank you for that. So I didn't need to cut you off. And once more, a very big congratulations to the award winners, not only for the awards, but I think we ought to recognize your commitment and your passion. And with passion comes, the patience that you spoke about, the perseverance. I think a number of you faced challenges in the space when you started off, but above all, your consistency in leading EIDM. None of you are willing to hang up your tools, or not going to do that in the near future. So this speaks to your consistency and commitment to the space. It's as Rona said, this is only the beginning, and I think you've accepted the challenge of the beginning of the work that you are going to do. With that being said, I'm going to call up Viela Manyonga, who's going to now welcome you into the alumni of winners. Viela won the 2018 AELA award. So over to you, Viela, when you're ready to please welcome our new winners into the alumni.
Thank you very much. Actually, it has been an exciting thing to listen to all these winners, especially on their journey, what they are passionate about, what this award means to them. I was actually listening with some interest, but also learning. One thing I can say is you've landed yourself into a network that is beautiful, a network that is meaningful. Meaningful not only to you, not only to your professional career, but the population out there. Why am I saying so? I'm saying this because looking at all your journeys, some of you are evidence generators, some of you are evidence translators, some of you are part of the evidence users. If you look at this, every decision that is going to guide us will be based on evidence. So you've landed yourself into this beautiful journey. Yes, as the facilitator said, I was the first one to win this award in 2018. That time I was new to EIDM, but I've seen the benefits of belonging to this, not only at my personal level, but even at the institutional level. I work for Parliament in Malawi, and working for Parliament, we all have parliaments in our various countries. They're a critical stakeholder in our lives. They're a critical stakeholder if we are to achieve the sustainable development goals. Now, belonging to this network is something that has helped me personally, professionally, but also the parliamentarians. So you can imagine, you all belong to various institutions. Enoch, I was very pleased to see that you got recognized from your workplace. Being recognized from your workplace, don't just end there. Make sure you champion evidence use outside your organizations that are going to be made outside your organizations should also champion use of evidence. Violet, you talked about your journey, where you are, and your aspirations to lead like academia, to lead young people, or to lead organizations in evidence use. This is something you need to treasure. And I'm so proud to listen to this. Ishmael, yes, you've said you've been hiding behind Rona, but I've seen your work. No, you haven't been hiding behind Rona, but you were someone who is already in the limelight. All I would want to say is to encourage you to say, continue what you do. But don't only do the rapid synthesis for your organization and for your work. Help other institutions to synthesize their data. You know, the challenge we have as evidence generators or evidence translators is we package our evidence in a manner that policymakers can't use. So Ishmael, continue that work of synthesizing, making sure that the evidence is packaged in a manner that everyone can use it, not just the managers, but even your co-workers, even people that are supporting development should be using it. Coming to Femaye, our young leader here, it was really exciting to listen to your passion and also your happiness that you've been recognized. Yes, indeed, this award recognizes you, and this recognition should not end here. My advice to you as a young award winner and everyone else is don't be dormant. Don't be dormant, even in the activities of AN itself as our organization. If they are calling for blogs, let's be actively involved. If they are calling for presenters, if they are calling people to take part, please make sure you volunteer to do that. There are benefits. As you're volunteering doing that, you know what? You're putting yourself on a map. You're putting your professional skills on the map. You're putting your organization on a map. And most importantly, you're putting your country, your region on the map. This AN has helped me. I'm now in the UK doing my PhD in social policy. But you know, the journey started with AN, and I've seen how important it is. Before, I will admit to you, when I had just one, and then they were calling for blogs, they were calling for write-up, I was like, no, I'm busy. But now I've realized that sometimes as we grow on, we need all these skills to showcase what we've done. So as I welcome you, I encourage you to champion this at a personal level, organizational level, and let's put Africa on the map. We are doing a good job. We need to be part of the sustainable development by our work. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you need me, I'm available for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Viela. I think those are very, very positive words. And just to echo them, I would like to quote from our very own Tata Nelson Mandela when he said, when you reach the top of one mountain, you realize that there are many more other hills and mountains to climb. So to our evidence winners, Violet, Ismail, Enoch, and Femai, this is just a bottom of another bigger mountain to climb, putting Africa on the map there, and very importantly, to inspire the next generation of AELA winners in the future. I would like to really thank you so much for today's event, especially for your patience in the audience, and also for being a very, very, very positive and enthusiastic audience. Also, thank you to our speakers who made this job very easy for me. You guys stuck to the time, and also our moderator, Andile. I would now wish to hand over to the AEN co-chair, Siziwe, who helped us open, and now for closing remarks and obviously to adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much and have a very good day.
Thank you very much, Bruce. I think before I say the few words that I want to say, I just want to share a few slides to show what this cohort of 2024 are coming into. who are these people that we are joining, so that you know who we're talking about. So you can see how excited Velia is. So we need to meet others and see that the excitement transcends it all. So this is the group of the winners that we have. Velia was the first one. Mapula is in South Africa as well. Freya's from Benin, and then Diana is in Kenya. So when we still had one category at that time, and we continued to sort of grow in that process. And then I think 2022 is only then we had 3 categories, because our members kept on saying, no man, there's more. People are not doing one thing, or doing many different things. Can you try and introduce categories? So this is the group that was the first category winners. So Gloria works for the Africa Evidence Network as one of the program officers. So you can see the trajectory in these people. You can see Eukaria, her work in Nigeria. Temitope was interviewed by Afidab as well, her work in environment and different spaces. So this is alumni that you are joining. And these are our 2023 winners. Here is your other parliamentary colleague, Josephine. You know Justina, she's doing great work in Ghana, and Deo in Benin. So this is really an exciting journey for us. So I thought, let me share so that you understand the group of people that you are joining and the work that they do all over the continent. And when we ask them to put up their hand to participate in the AEN, they also participate. They raise their hand and participate. So I thought, let me, put it into context for you. And then my thank you message will go to be like, thank you very much to PACE and the AEN team for, the support and working together to ensure that everything that we touch becomes a success. We thank our founding chair, Ruth Stewart, Rona in absentia, one of our coaches. Thank you very much. How can I forget our Africa Evidence Youth League members? So they've been an amazing cohort. We are really excited about their journey as well. What can I say? AEN membership, our partners, this AELA alumni as well that I've just shared with you. Thank you to everyone for supporting us as well. And I think to the winners and the runners-up, thank you for allowing us to carry your brands to the EIDM community, because not everyone will be saying, okay, I agree for you to talk about me, promote me, and all of those things. Thank you for trusting us with your personal brands. So I think when I send you a congratulatory message, I sort of quoted, sweet success is even sweeter when it's yours. So congratulations on this remarkable accomplishment. Your achievement add a touch of sweetness to the world of EIDM. So stay sweet and ensure that we succeed in this space. Our AELA alumni never cease to support this work. I'm expressing my heartfelt gratitude to everyone for your unwavering support and guidance, particularly during this week and even every time we do something. I think within the AEN, every day is an AEN day to promote EIDM. So hold on to that and know every day is an EIDM day. If you are a champion for the AEN, what is it that you do for the EIDM on a daily basis? So I think this week there's a lot of African proverbs that sort of strike me a little bit. So for this thank you message, it's more of sort of proverbs that talks of gratitude. There's one that talks about grateful people are like fertile field. They give back what they receive tenfold. So and also we need to give thanks for the little and you will find a lot if you are grateful for the little that you have. It might be winning this award, something little, but you will find a lot within it if you are deliberate in your strides to make sure that you are part of this community, you contribute and build this community. And lastly, see you at Evidence 2025. I cannot wait to see you there receiving your trophies, being acknowledged by the entire community. And I think also we'll share the recording of this webinar to share with more people, because unfortunately we had technical glitches, so they can hear your stories, because your stories are amazing. But when you go to Evidence 2025, it will be 8 of you. So look forward to meeting others as well. Thank you so much for being part of this journey with us. And I think many years to come, we'll walk through the corridors and see your pictures and be like, we know this person when you are a director of an international or big organization. So it's really a great honor to have you as part of the EN community. Thank you very much, Bruce.
Right. Thank you so much, Siziwe, for those words of affirmation. I think we're all excited and riled up for Evidence 2025. We're still waiting to hear where it is. I don't know if you can just, maybe drop a no hint. Okay, no hint, guys. I tried. But thank you so much for this afternoon. Wish you all the best for the remainder of the year in your various journeys in evidence, and continue supporting the network and its work. Thank you so much. I think we can call it a day if Siziwe allows me to. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you next year.
See you soon.